So there's something I'm trying to wrap my head around, and I'd love for y'all to hear me out and help me understand it. So over the course of the past couple weeks, people have been discussing Klay Thompson and Meg Thee Stallion breaking up. And I haven't heard a lot of the discord, just busy, not really have other things that I've been putting my time towards, but I have heard the basics, and apparently they say Klay was unfaithful, and women have been super upset, men have been making their points, and I'm just trying to figure out, why is the third person involved not at the forefront of the conversation? The third person being the other woman. The reason I want to talk about the other woman is because we as women love to go on and complain about men being unfaithful. Why you expect faithfulness from a man in the NBA and a man that has access to unlimited women, I do not know, but I'm going to stay on course. So we have a culture where we get upset about men cheating, but we don't like to acknowledge the fact that it takes two to cheat. And in this case, and I think they say the other woman came out, I don't know anything about that. I haven't stayed up to that. Whoever she is, and it's bigger than Megan and Klay. It's the entire way that we move. We don't like to acknowledge that we like to get mad at men for cheating, but we're playing a part in it by being okay with being the other woman. There are too many women that are okay being with somebody else's man. You know that they're in a relationship. You know that they are with somebody, and you still choose to be involved with that man. Nobody can convince me that whoever Klay was cheating with didn't know that he was with Megan. Whoever Jay-Z cheated with allegedly, they didn't know that he was Beyonce's husband. It's all of these countless situations where the woman likely knew that this man was in a relationship, and they're okay with it, and we don't like to acknowledge that, and it's just the facts. A lot of women don't even like your man, isn't even checking for your man until you get with them. Them being your man is what makes them more attractive. Why do you think there's so many women dealing with married men? So, like, women, they not all women, of course, but so many women, too many women, they love a finished product. They love to come in and just swoop up what another woman has poured into. They love that. And we have to take responsibility for that. We can't just keep going, men are terrible, they're awful, when we're playing a part. If women got together and had an actual code that, okay, we don't mess with any taken man, this wouldn't be an issue, because who would they cheat with? They wouldn't have women as an option to cheat with, therefore less infidelity. But since there's so many women willing to be a side piece, we've had whole reality shows about being side pieces. There's interviews on the internet of women talking about how they prefer to be the side piece because it's easier. They don't have to deal with the headaches. They get to just have the fun parts of the relationship. So I say all that to say, we just need to take responsibility for our role in these men that are unfaithful, and we need to stop demonizing men as a whole as if all of them are cheaters, because they're not. So many of us women cheat. So many of us women cheat or have cheated, and we make men the face of infidelity, when infidelity equally goes both ways. And even if it didn't, we still are contributing by choosing to participate, knowing that the man is taken. And back to Megan and Clay, I really don't understand why these celebrity women think that they're exempt from being cheated on. We talked about Beyonce. We talked about these people. There's so many situations. Even presidents have had to deal with infidelity. No person is exempt just because you're famous. If you're with a cheater, that's just what it is. You being who you are isn't going to affect them not cheating. If that's what they're on, that's what they're on. And it's just so much delusion going on of people not understanding how she got cheated on, or how Beyonce, or how whoever got cheated on, as if they're exempt just because they're famous. It makes absolutely no sense. No one is special. You get with the cheater, that's what is dealt with. That's how it goes. And people are allowed to not be uninterested anymore. It doesn't take away from how great she is or how great he is. He may have just not be interested anymore, and that's okay. We're not supposed to villainize people. And one funny thing that I did hear about the situation was them acting like Megan was using Clay for a come up for social capital. Just because some of you females may not follow basketball and you didn't know who Klay Thompson is, we already knew who Klay Thompson was. We didn't need Megan Thee Stallion to get with him for us to know who Klay Thompson is. On top of that, he's made way more money than her. I think her net worth's around maybe like 40 million, and that's net worth. That's not tangible income anyways. But he's made like over 200 million since his time in the NBA. So it's just crazy, just the logic. And again, women, you have to accept and acknowledge that a lot of you don't even like a guy until you see him with another woman that you think is a nice looking woman or a cool woman or whatever. You look up to her. You feel good taking her man. You feel good. Listen to the music. That's why we have songs saying, I'll take your man, I can F your in. It's the culture. Stop acting like y'all don't like that. And lastly, I want to say, people always talk about karma and what goes around comes around, and just all these different ideologies, the universe. Like, people believe in that stuff. I'm a follower of Jesus, so I'm not as much into that, but I do understand that what you do could come back to you. Actions have consequences. That's just facts. And the fact of the matter is, you cannot be upset when things don't work out for you when you haven't lived a holy life. Like, for example, I don't complain about a lot of things because I acknowledge that I've done my wrongs. So I can't get upset when wrongs happen to me because I've done wrong too. That's my philosophy on a lot of things. And so many of us live our lives, just not being good women, not being the type of woman we should be in every situation, not having that integrity, that character. We'll treat one guy like crap, and then we'll be good to another guy. And then when that guy just happens to not be good to us, we want to play victim. And that's not how it works. You have to be a good steward throughout. You have to be good no matter the situation if you want to be blessed. And Megan, and again, like I said, it's not just about Megan. It's about the mentality as a whole of just believing that you can behave a certain way. You can be promiscuous. You can have a certain image. You can treat people a certain way. And then when you're ready to behave, when you're ready to act accordingly, you expect to be blessed on the first go around. Like, that's just not how it works. You really have to change your heart. You have to give your heart to God, be godly, behave how you're supposed to behave, and of course pray. And then hopefully God blesses you with someone that's on the same type of time as you and can treat you how you want to be treated, and vice versa. You can love him how he wants to be loved. But you just thinking that you can just pick up and behave and decide you want to act right whenever you want, and you're just immediately entitled to goodness. That's just not how it works. So I just hope, I hope we can take accountability. I hope that we can look within ourselves. Like, a lot of people, they accuse me of disliking women. They've been accusing me of that for over 15 years when I've been on different platforms and different spaces having these conversations, because I'm new to YouTube, but I'm not new to this. And they accuse me of hating women, and I really don't feel that way about myself. I feel like I empower women, because when you take accountability for what's going on in your life, you can change your life. And a lot of people like to get up and complain about whatever it is, especially men. But you complaining is not going to get you better outcomes. It's not going to improve your circumstances. The only thing that can do that is you changing and evolving and growing. That's what gets you in a better place. And by bringing these topics to the forefront, it hopefully encourages and inspires somebody to take a look within and see if anything that I'm saying, or anything that some of these great other content creators, because people are doing great work, people are talking and having really good in-depth conversations. Hopefully you hear me or one of them or whoever touches your spirit, and you can grow and you can get better outcomes and you can see your life evolve. But it really starts with accountability, and people mistake those people that are telling them what they want to hear as the people who love them and are actually pro-women, when they're actually not. I'm pro-woman. I'm pro-people. I'm pro-men. I'm pro-everybody. I'm pro-understanding. I'm pro-clarity, because we're all just people. Men are just like us. We're just born with different parts and have different experiences. But we're all human, and we all have feelings, and we all have valid things that we go through that need to be discussed. We're not enemies. I don't see men as my enemy. I don't see women as my enemy. But I also know that I can't speak on men and their issues, because I'm not a man. People always say, "Oh, Brianna, you're always talking about the women. What about the men?" I'm not a man. I'm not about to talk to men about an experience that I've never lived. There's plenty of men on YouTube talking to other men about that kind of stuff. It's my job to talk to my sisters, because that's what I am. I'm a woman. I can only speak on my lived experience and how I see life, and things that I've been through, things that I've done, mistakes that I've made. That's my job to share that with you. And that is pro-woman. Not telling you what you want to hear to where you're single and miserable and unsuccessful and just anything else that is negative that you don't want to be. I want everyone to be happy. So that's what I do. I miss y'all. It's good to talk to you all. I look forward to speaking with you all again, and God bless you. For those that like when I put a little song recommendation, I'll figure out a song. And thank you if you listen to this entire video. And I love y'all. God bless you. Y'all have a good day, okay?